How long have you been in our company?
I joined at the convention, but I got started 6 weeks ago.
Sukram, how many people do you have in your team right now?
Close to 200.
Sukram, how much production has been written in your organization just in the last 2 weeks alone?
In the last 2 weeks, we about 40,000, but total production is close to 100,000.
Sukram, Rocky's committed, him and Sada, you're going to spend the next 21 days in New York with you. Right now you have 200 people in your organization. How many people do you think you're going to have by the end of November?
But I was listening to you, Kelly, with telling everyone that they need to have double digit for the next 6 months. I'm trying to get triple digit every month for the next 6 months. And all my followers should be told.
Sukram, I got one last question for you. Sukram, what kind of sales volume are you looking to put in this month? Not only internal consumption, field training, but total team production. What's your goal this month?
My goal this month is to do like I did last month, try to get 100,000 in production.
Sukram, that's absolutely amazing. What you're doing is absolutely amazing. There's no doubt who's taking reins in New York there. You're setting New York on its ear. Sukram, I appreciate you. It's Rob Hodges out there tonight. Rob, are you there?
I'm here, Kelly.
Whoever has kids in the background, you're totally destroying our calls. So if you'd be kind enough to mute yourself out or just hang up, we'd appreciate it. Rob, you came in this, and Rob, how long have you been with our company now?
I committed to come to work on September 16th, and so
Rob, how
just
many
over a month
people
and a half.
do you have in your organization?
After today, we're right at 40, and every single one of them is licensed.
Next question I have, Rob, out of them 40, how many of them are big leaders in this industry?
30.
The last question I have, Rob, is you got 40 in your group. By the end of the month, how many people do you think you're going to have on your team?
I think it's totally realistic that we'll be between 150 and 200 people by the end of November.
Last question I have, Rob, is what are your production numbers going to look like?
Well, just the numbers coming in from different people that I've talked to, and I think there's 3 of them here online tonight that are ready to speak. But it's hard to say, but I would say we should do between 60 and 75 sales, so that's 150,000+ in premium.
That's unbelievable, Rob. Hey, Rob, if you would, for everybody, share your background with A.L. Williams Prime America, share what you built there, share why you're here, and then bring your team out and provide an introduction to your team.
I spent 10 years with Prime America from 1988 to 1998. Had about 1,200 people in my organization, 5 offices, 13 offices in 5 states. You know, it's so hard to compare the 2 companies. Had a conversation with Rick Rupert today, and there really is no comparison other than similarities in the comp plan. But that was my practice company. Moving forward with the real deal, and who I have on the line tonight is Bob Thomas. Just really, in my opinion, someone that I'm looking forward to getting knowing better. He's been in the industry 40+ years, and even at his age, I'll tell you what, he hung with everybody on this weekend. He was there early, stayed late, childlike enthusiasm. So, Bob, I don't know if you're on the phone, but I'd like you just to talk for a few minutes.
Hey, I'm on the phone, but let me correct a misstatement. I'm not 80 years old yet.
Okay, somebody told me you were.
No, but I am 75.
Bob
Okay,
Kelly.
there we go.
Hey, Bob Kelly, for everybody that's listening in tonight, we probably have 125, 150 people across the country. Bob, let me ask you this. How many licensed agents do you think you've had come through your networks in the past?
Well, probably about 6,000, 7,000. the most I had at one time when we first started Cornerstone Marketing. It was a startup deal, and when I left Cornerstone Marketing, in less than 3 years, we approached 3,000 captive agents selling one product, which was health insurance.
Hey, Bob, next question I have for you. What's the most you've ever had in annual basis overrides off agents? What kind of annual overrides have you had before?
Well, for 10 straight years, it was a 7-figure income, and the best year was $1.7 million.
That's amazing. But Bob, why are you with QS2? Someone that's done what you've done, why are you here with QS2? What do you want to accomplish with
Well,
us?
there's a number of things. I don't have a plan on fully retiring. I enjoy making money. I'm used to making very good money. But probably more important, when I met with you back a couple of weeks ago and you talked about the stock program and getting, 1% of the company, that hit home with me, because when I left a UICI company, I actually had, in 6 years, $12 million in stock, but since I wasn't 100% vested, I left $6 million on the table of stock, walked away with $6 million. Well, one of the things I've learned that the stock is more valuable than, monthly, weekly, or annual income, because that's something that you keep and helps you a long way in life. So I would say one of the main things was the stock program.
That's fantastic. Bob, let me ask you 2 last questions. What's your goal? How many licensed agents are you going to have in our company in November?
Well, I plan on having a minimum for the end of the month of 30 that I personally recruit. And then I've recruited, several managers who actually completed their paperwork today, 3 of them, and 2 more will complete their paperwork tomorrow. And if they work up to their capabilities and what they demonstrated in the past, each one of them in a month should be able to recruit anywhere between 15 to 20 people. So I would say in total, there's no reason why we won't have 100 new recruits at a minimum by the end of November.
Hey, Bob, what's your goal in terms of production, targeted life insurance premium? What's your goal by the end of November?
We would like to hit 100,000 and possibly more, and that would be a combination of life insurance and some annuities, because I do work in annuities, and I plan on submitting some annuity cases. And the other guys do work in the index universal life.
Bob, that's amazing. It's my pleasure to have you on board with QS2. Rob, who else do you have on tonight?
We've got John, and I can't pronounce his last name, but John should be on the call tonight, based out of Arizona and Southern California. John, are you there?
Hey, Rob, it's Rick. John's not here.
John couldn't make it. Okay, so lastly, we got Rick Rupert from Redondo Beach, California. Go ahead, Rick.
And I'll speak for
Rick,
both of us.
before you get started, if you would, for everybody, why don't you share your name, your background, where you're from, share what you did in Prime America, share what you built, what you walked away from, and then share why you're here at QS2.
All right. So, everyone, Rick Rupert is my name. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I built my Primerica business in Las Vegas from 1989 to 1998. Got licensed about 1,600 licensed agents, of which about 100 of them actually wrote a sale, which is how the business works. We did enough to make a mark in Primerica. We over 10 years, we ended up the last few months getting 80, 90,000 a month in income. We had 4 different people make right at 100,000. Had one guy go on to make about 300,000, and we believe that the Primerica concept is recruit, train, motivate, and sell. Give people an opportunity. QS2 has basically improved on that model, or we wouldn't be here. And that's the past. So if you want to talk about the future, we'll talk about it.
Hey, Rick, what's your goal this month? How many licensed people you think you're going to put in your organization this month?
All right, so we believe that, you go after the right kind of people. So far in the last couple of weeks, we've got 4 people that have jumped on board right now. We've got about 7 hiring packs sitting there waiting for us to get it all filled out. So by the end of the next 24 hours, we'll have 11 people involved. Those 11 people are all licensed, all have had thousands of agents in their organizations. Those people are now going to do their internal consumption sales. So we'll probably do, 15, 25 recruits, 100,000 in premium. Bottom line, that's the end of the day. What I won't accept anything less. Our target is 250,000 in submitted production and about 45 recruits.
I love it, Rick. Absolutely love it. Hey, folks, for everybody on this line tonight, I'm sure everybody's aware that we have a stipend program in this company. Well, we formed a stipend committee now, and Rick Rupert is going to be the chairman of the stipend committee. And anybody new that goes on stipends in our company, that number one, we're going to have to see a resume. Number two, we're going to have to see previous results in 1099. No longer are we going to do what we've done in the past, folks. It's going to be by results only. See, the goal is we want to put the money in the hands of the right people. They're going to bring home $1 billion cap company in the next 3 years, and if we do that, we're all going to get what we want. So with that said, Rob, do you have anybody else?
I don't have anybody else on the phone, but it sounds like I need to revise the hierarchy numbers. That's awesome to hear. I got to tell you, I am just so impressed with Bob Thomas and his approach to this business. Get a chance to talk with him, 3, 4, 5 times a week, and real excited to learn from him. But, man, I'm just happy to be here, excited about what we've brought to the table, and just getting started.
Fantastic. Day Tune, are you out there tonight? Day Tune.
Yeah, I'm here, Kelly.
Hey, Dave, if you would, what I'd like to do is to have you share your background with QS2 Nation tonight. Folks, this gentleman I'm introducing right now literally has licensed agents in every state in America. He's also bringing in some of the biggest distribution players in the country. Dave, share your background, and why don't you share why you're here in QS2?
Well, Kelly, it's a pleasure. I mean, it's quite an honor to be on the call with such tremendous leaders in the company. And, I look forward, and one of the reasons why I came on board to QS2 was the fact that we have that stock option program, the ownership program, and knowing what kind of camaraderie that would build across the board, because, if we own 1%, we need, other players to make that 1% much more valuable. So that's what really was a tremendous attraction. But, I've been involved with QS2 for going on 3 months now. We've, built up an organization of about 450, and we're bringing in some really, really, top-tier leaders now that have had some major distribution, networks in place in their careers, and it's been quite an honor, being able to work with these gentlemen and for what we can be able to do. And I think, when it comes down to it, the core belief of mine is that what we have here is really what can, we have a lot of problems in America, financially especially. I mean, that's one of the major problems that we have here, just the mere fact that 97% of us retire broke or drastically reduced our income. That begs to, I mean, there's a major need for people and for an organization like this to be able to go out there and do what we do to really bless the lives of, America. So, I'm just tremendously honored to have, people like Mike Unkelbach and on the line, and also Ray McDonald's and Perry Austin, and having their capabilities and talents and distribution networks to bear, and to be able to carry forward what we need to do to bless the lives of America. And so, with that said, I'd like to bring on Mike Unkelbach. He's out of Dallas, Texas, and we've been getting to know each other over these last few. Really an honor to be able to work with somebody like him and his vast experience in the industry. And so, Mike, are you there?
Hey, Dave. Thanks. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Mike,
Well,
what I'd like you to do is, obviously, you were part of the A.L. Williams Prime America Revolution. If you would, share your name, your background. Everybody knows you're from Dallas. Share what happened to you when you were part of the A.L. Williams Prime America days.
well, that was back in the good old days. I was 18 years old and was recruited away from my landscaping and yard maintenance business. I actually sold it at 18 to go full-time in Primerica and kept my teeth on buy term and invest the difference. I think I was tied for the youngest RVP at 18 because I don't think you could be RVP any younger than 18, but we ran hard there until it was time to leave, and we left, and we've been building a traditional insurance agency now for 35 years. And Kelly, I think the timing's just perfect. All the demographics, everything, all the stars are aligned for us to go out and tell the story of equity indexed universal life, and to go out and take care of families, make sure they're buying suitable products, make sure they have enough death benefit to take care of the things they need to take care of. And I mean, you know my story. I'm a product of the product, guys. I've actually cashed a critical illness check. I've had cancer, and so I wrote myself a critical illness policy. And I can sit in front of people with the incidences we've had in my family. My dad dropped dead at 62 from an aneurysm that had been totally undetected. Well, guess what? In the insurance business, we were a product of the product. My dad had quite a bit of life insurance, which is taking care of my mom for the last 12 years. So I'm excited to go out and recruit a new group of people that are going to do the right thing in America. And I can just tell you, having run a traditional IMO for the last 10 years, guys, it's so true. The average agent that comes through our door is really pushing 60, and a lot of them are a lot older than that. And if somebody doesn't go out and bring the next generation in, I don't know what's going to happen other than our profession just dies in the United States as we know it. So thanks for the opportunity this evening. One of the things I'd like to do real quick is I've got Ray McDonald on the phone, and Ray, I hope you're there and you can unmute yourself, and I'll let you tell everybody a little bit. But guys, Ray built a monster organization in his last company. It wasn't that he left them, they left him. Just one of the things Kelly says, crappy management. And so, Ray, are you on the line?
Yeah, sure am. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great, and I'm excited that we're doing this together. But tell everybody a little bit about what you've done here recently, and I know you got somebody else on the line tonight. So we're just getting started, but the team's already growing fast. So, Ray, let everybody know, what you did and why you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my previous company where I was at, we marketed a healthcare product, and I grew a team of about 30,000 people on my team. I was the number 2 income earner in that organization, producing a 6-figure monthly check for about 6.5 years. And we had some problems with that company, so I kind of walked away kind of quietly, and they kind of walked away from each other. And this, I was kind of looking for something along those lines, and this came in my life, and it's been truly a godsend to be part of QS2, and this really got my, I see the what's going to happen with this company. It just blows my mind. I've been 15 years full-time in this industry, and never seen anything like this, so I'm just super excited to be part of this team.
Hey, Ray, let me ask you a question, Ray. How many vet licensed people you think you're going to have in your organization this month?
Oh, this month, by the end of November, I'll have, I would say, 60 at least.
What type of production do you think you'll do targeted index UL, Ray?
I would like to have 100,000.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Folks, for the people on the phone tonight, Mike Uncleback, the gentleman who spoke before Ray, he has He owns an IMO. He has 1,200 licensed agents. Mike, who's the next gentleman, or Ray, do you want to introduce Perry?
I sure do. Yeah, this guy online is he is actually my first recruit into the business, the QS2, and I'm just happy to he's on board. He's with me in my other organization, the company I was talking about. He was responsible for literally bringing on the entire East Coast into the organization that we had, and he's just a true leader, and he just dominated the East Coast. I'm looking forward to him to kind of do the same thing. So, Perry, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, Ray?
Loud and clear.
Thanks for the opportunity to share on the call. I'm just humbled to be here and being able to.
Ray, I think we lost Perry.
Kelly is Rocky. Perry, are you there?
Hold on just a second, Rocky. Is Perry there? I think we lost him. Well, guys, Rocky Narain just came out. We have him on the phone. Rocky, when I was doing that training earlier tonight about if you're going to rate yourself on recruiting 1 to 10, you're going to rate yourself on internal consumption 1 to 10. If you're going to rate yourself on field training sales 1 to 10. If you're going to rate yourself on attitude, mindset, commitment, daily method of operation, 1 to 10. If you're going to rate yourself on goal setting, business plan development, daily method of operation. Folks, the next guy I'm going to introduce has one of the biggest organizations in QS2. And you want to talk about lead by example. There's nobody better in our company between Fuji and Rocky at internal consumption field training with their team. They're number 1 and 2 on the leadership board, but guess what they also have? They have the biggest organizations in the company, Rocky Narain. Come on out here.
Good evening, everyone. Just listening to everybody is just exciting, listening to new people coming into the business, because that's what our business is all about, the new blood that comes in and the new energy that everybody brings and the synergy. But it's exciting coming out of a weekend that we just did out of Orlando, Florida, just watching people that make $1 million a month, the people like Joe Christie and True Bob, True Blood, and I mean, I can just go like Rob and Rick Rupert and all these people, just listening to them. And, you know, we stayed back to the presentation. I saw Iqbal and a couple of other people stayed back to the end. And you're talking 9, 10 o'clock at night, they're still in the presentation where somebody's talking about your business on a Saturday evening. To me, that was exciting being part of that. And I wasn't leaving for no matter what, because that's what we're all about. We're all about investing our time and energy in this business in the next 24 months. And honestly, you couldn't say it enough. When you talk about putting a list together of 200 people, 40 people joining the business, 30% internal consumption, 12 applications doing $2,500 a month, giving you $30,000 in premium, which is $19,500 in commissions to you as a vice chairman. Then you went on and you took that one step further. But I tell you, if we could just get everybody to really understand the picture that you're painting here, for the people that want to tip their toes and really touch the sky in a business opportunity that's going to change their life forever. I know myself and Sati, we're excited. Peter later drove down to Fort Lauderdale today also, so they could do some field training before we get out of here Wednesday. Get them a couple more kitchen table appointments, get them to build the confidence and restore the possibilities of what can happen for people that really want to follow a business opportunity, because you know, I'm so excited about this business right now, just understanding gigantic, how big the market is, how big the products and services are, how big QS2 is going to be when Dan get up there and talk about our company. It's not going to be just any other company. We're going to be the biggest. We're going to be the best. And I could see all that happening all because of the technology and all the products and services that's aligning ourselves. But more importantly, our business is about business and relationships. So it's all about us developing these national marketing directors that Dan put out there with people doing the 5x5 and getting people to the leadership column. Because to me, if you're not a qualified national marketing director, meaning you haven't done your 5 field training sales, you haven't hired 5 people, you haven't checked yourself into licensing school or produced yourself a license, you're not really a qualified national marketing director. You're not plugged into an office, or you're not part of an office, or you don't have your own office. You're not a qualified marketing director. And I think if we continue to carry this culture forward and people understand that's what we got to do, because at the end of the day, we could recruit 1 million people, and I hear Dan say that, and some people take that in the wrong direction. But if you understand that when you got to monetize these people, Kelly, when you went into New York, the first week I joined this business, I think the second week we're in New York, and all you talk about is monetizing, monetizing, monetizing. Well, now it comes to a point where a business, it says, when you bring somebody through the system, this is how the system works, this is what needs to happen for that new recruit, so a company could be prosperous, so a company could stand on its own feet, so a company could say, hey, look, we're going to build a business where it's going to work with a system in place. And I think as people start to really follow that footstep and understand that, you know, you measure yourself in this business. This is a business where you measure yourself every 72 hours. Forget the 168 hours. That's a layman's week. Our business week is 72 hours. We need to measure ourselves. How many kitchen table appointments have we had? How many one-on-one interviews have we had? How many people you put into the business? How many applications you turned in? How many land banking sales you had? How many CDs? How many health insurance that you put into the system? That's what we need to measure ourselves with every 72 hours for the people that want to do something to be part of this company. That's when we're talking about $1 billion market cap company. If you're not measuring yourself every 24 hours, every 1,444 minutes in the day, and really being accountable to it, I can tell you, you know, a lot of people say I'm very lucky that I have Sati in this business. But the reality is, you know, Sati loves his business just as much as I do. I don't even think we work 1 hour a day, Kelly, I'll be honest with you. We just enjoy what we do. We travel where we got to go. We do what we got to do. We don't waste our time. We invest our time. We have high expectations and high rate of return for investment of time. So I'll bring it back to you, Kelly. And, you know, we got all these great leaders that we got. You got Supram kicking it on. You got Chris Prasad kicking it on. You got Iqbal kicking it to another level. Then we got Alex Patterson starting to wake up. We got Peter in the Rain starting to realize the opportunity, the size of this business opportunity that it really is. So and then you got Yuri really going to another dimension now that he's really starting to understand financial services and the value of getting licensed and putting people in the business. So, you know, we got 5 strong legs in this business. I truly believe as a hierarchy with those 5 strong legs, we could do something that's mind-boggling. So I bring it back to you, boss.
Appreciate you, Rocky. I want to wrap up tonight. Last person we're going to have introduce some of his team. Iqbal Sharif, are you out there tonight?
Yes, Kelly, I'm here.
Iqbal, how many people do you have on your team now?
I have 1,200, Kelly.
Iqbal, by the end of this month, how many new team members do you think you'll have?
We are looking to add another 100, 150 this month.
How many apps are you going to do Index Universal Life this month, Iqbal, in your team?
The team should do over 100 apps this month, Kelly, because things are beginning to pick up right now, and everybody understands that people have to get monetized.
What type of sales volume are you looking at, Iqbal? 250, 300,000?
I would say that conservatively, at least 200,000.
Fantastic, fantastic. Iqbal, I know you have some people on with you. Why don't you introduce some of your team?
All right. The first person I want to introduce is, I believe, look out for this couple right here. They have the ability to be another Rocky and Sati in this company. It's out of Delaware. My good friend there, Tony Chambly, and his wife, Lataya. Tony, are you on?
Absolutely.
Tony.
Yeah, Iqbal, can you hear me? This is Tony.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Tony, how many licensed agents do you and your wife have right now?
We have about 40 licensed agents, Kelly.
Tony, how many licensed people do you think you're going to have by the end of the month?
I think we're going to hit around 70 by the end of the month. We have 70, so we add another 30.
Fantastic. Tony, how many life insurance apps are going to be written within your organization this month?
Well, we're looking to do close to about 35 to 40 apps because we want to close in at $100,000 in premium.
I love it, Tony. I love it. Well, you guys are definitely on target, Tony. You're certainly set the pace, and I couldn't be prouder of what you and your wife are doing. Iqbal, who else do you have out there tonight?
I have a superstar out of Virginia, a guy that did tremendous work with WMA and other companies. His name is Eugene Benez out of Tyson Corner in the Virginia area. Eugene Benez, are you on?
I'm here. This is Eugene Benez from McLean.
Hey, Eugene, how many licensed people do you already have in your group?
I have about, right now, about 20, 25. I started about 3 weeks ago.
Fantastic, Eugene. Eugene, how many people do you think you'll have on your team by the end of this month?
At least 100. That's my goal. We already have 50 for the past 2.5 weeks. I'm planning to double that in 2 weeks. By end of this year, we would have about at least 300.
Eugene, how many life insurance apps? What's your goal this month on your team?
I'd like to have at least 75 to 100,000 since we just started, but with the help of Fuji, and we would be able to do at least 100,000 this month.
That's unbelievable, Eugene. For everybody who doesn't know who Eugene is, in WMA, he won one of the contests in WMA. He was the #1 producer in the entire company, folks. He won a contest. This guy is a serious, serious, serious builder, serious producer. When it comes to being able to teach recruiting, building, internal consumption, field training, Eugene's a good one. He's going to be a great one in our company, no doubt about that. Iqbal, who else do you have out there tonight?
I have from Philadelphia, a guy with a huge network marketing background, have built tremendous organization in the past, and he's ready to make QS2 all in home. And I tell you what, I love to work with this guy. He understands what it takes to monetize now and build a huge network. Brian Lodge. Brian, are you on?
I absolutely am on, Iqbal. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Brian, between right now and the end of the month, how many new team members are you going to have on your team between now and the end of the month?
Easily 100, Kelly, maybe closer to 150.
Wonderful. How many life insurance apps are going to be written within that new 100 to 150?
Just if you went by the 30% number, we'd be talking 30, 30 to 45, but we're probably looking at closer to 60 to 70 new life insurance apps.
So you're potentially looking at a couple $100,000 in premium this month.
Absolutely.
Hey, Brian, you're an absolute empire builder. You've been around the block, built some big teams, been one of the top income earners in the network marketing industry. Tell us why you're here at QS2.
It's simple. I mean, it's all about ownership. I mean, I tell people all the time, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I think 20 years ago when I got in the industry, I probably had a different attitude, and it was more of, hey, we can move along, we can take our time, we can make some mistakes, no big deal. But 20 years later, it's all about collapsing time frames. I mean, the most important thing to me now is that any minute that I spend doing anything has got to be a minute that's I'm getting an incredible value proposition for. And I've never seen anything like what QS2 has on the table in terms of the ability for us to earn an incredible amount of revenue, but not just from the compensation plan. I mean, everything else above and beyond that. I mean, I'm really here for the ownership possibility. I love the company. I talk about the company like I'm already an owner of it. And at the end of the day, what I'm looking for is the wealth properties that we can actually generate by going out and taking advantage of what's on the table with a company that hits not just $1 billion market cap, but a $5 billion market cap.
Well, Brian, I appreciate everything you're doing. I can tell you we're lucky to have someone that has your background, your education level, and have an understanding of what you know. It's a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to doing something that's off the charts with you. Iqbal, do you have anybody else on tonight?
Yeah, the last person will be Charles Powell out of Long Island, New York. Charles, are you on?
Is Joel Christie on tonight? Do we have Joel Christie?
I'm here, Kelly. I'm here.
Folks, most people know who Joel Christie is, but I'm going to tell you if you don't know. Back in 1976, Art Williams called Joe Christie He told Joe he was thinking about starting an insurance company. To make a long story short, Joe Christie introduced Art Williams to a gentleman by the name of Stanley Byer. Stanley was chairman of the board of PennCorp. To make a long story short, PennCorp became the product service provider to A.L. Williams. Stanley Byer wrote a $2 million check to Art Williams to start his company, and history was made. Well, for those of you who don't know, Joel Christie was Stanley Byer's national director of sales for one of his companies. So, Joel, you've had an opportunity to be in Dallas 2 weeks ago. You were in Orlando. Joel, why don't you give us an opinion of where QS2 is today from a talent perspective, and why don't you take 3-4 minutes and wrap the call up, and then I'm going to bring Dan Ahmed on if he's on.
Sure. Well, you know, with a lot of experience that I have, I met a lot of people, some of which are on the line tonight, that are great in many, many different respects. And I would imagine that the way you started this meeting tonight, Kelly, about personal introspection, I think the people on the line tonight, people on this meeting call, have been doing that probably every day of their lives, and that's why they are as successful as they are and as great as they are. As far as the comparison between Primerica, before knowing Primerica, of course, it was A.L. Williams, but I believe, and I see it, and I feel it, that QS2 is in a much greater situation because we have the demographics today being much better for us. The need is greater for what we sell. The products are better. There's no more fighting. It's a accepted fact of life now. Buy term, invest the difference, best deal going. People have to, you know, save for retirement. But I think you're well ahead of where Art Williams was in his first 8 or 9 months, and there were a lot of difficulties back then. So I think in other words, you know, you don't take a thoroughbred horse and put it on a racetrack with broken cans and broken bottles and things like that. Here we have some real champion people with great experience. Remember, back then, they didn't have that kind of experience. Everybody got their experience from Primerica, and they're bringing it in here. And the racetrack no longer has the bottles and the cans and the rocks and everything else on it. The thoroughbred people that you have on the line tonight are guys that can run this race without any interruption, no distractions, and just do the job the way the job should be done. So I appreciate being with you guys. It's my pleasure. And Kelly, I'll hand it back to you, sir.
Dan, did you ever make it on here? Dan Ahmed? Well, folks, first of all, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties we had tonight, that at least the call and the webinar came off. Folks, let's everybody restart your business tonight. I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care what your background is. Make this the first day of your business. Have the right attitude, have the right mindset, have the right commitment. And the only way you're going to be successful and create financial independence is to get all in. Then it comes to short-term, mid-term, long-term goals, a business plan, a daily method of operation. That you have to have that list of 200 names. Take 200 people through the system. If you're serious about this, why earn 500, 1,000, 1,500 when you could be earning 20, 30, 40,000? Think about what I just said. Why not have the business plan of a champion? I don't care if you're part-time. Why settle for mediocrity when you could have financial independence for your children, for your grandchildren, for your mom and dad, for you and your wife? Folks, let's do something great. It starts with us. Every single person in the field matters. Thanks a million. Have a great evening.